Well, welcome back. We're here to cover the twin flame update. A very warm welcome. And if you do want to see this content ahead of the crowd, you can come through and join a YouTube membership. Straight into our read of what I see coming through. Now, this is a very interesting read. And, I did get a lot of information through the crowning energy. I also did through the heart center energy, which is going to be pretty interesting to channel. I do particularly believe these individuals this week are having a bit of a revelation. They may not quite understand the reasons why these things are happening, and it's probably going to get intense as we do move into Saturn and Neptune retrograde. But these individuals here in the mix, I do feel we're really having issues because of the placement of Mars and Pisces last month. Because it is coming up through in the heart space whenever we see the 12th house or crown chakra linking to the transits. Any placement of the Neptunian energy or Pisces for that matter, the 12th house, can cause some confusion and apprehension for any individual, on top of the factor that it was on the house of Mars. Now, what I'm seeing here for this, let's take a close-up view. It's in the first row, the heart space, and we have amethyst. This is confusion. Yet the crowning energy is eternal love. It's so funny. They literally feel this connection as an absolute fairy tale. You can't write it. You can't, more than likely you could write it, you could read it, but you just wouldn't believe it unless you experienced it. Sometimes this has made them feel sick, okay? Crazy, sick, and love. Absolutely in the pits of Hades and the pits of heaven, okay? I could say the clouds of heaven, let's put it that way. But it's taken them some yo-yo, okay? They have always felt at some point you would be in their life. It was something crazy enough. It's almost like an image of a child doing a painting, as a child, and this image of what they saw the world to be. Very childlike, innocent frequency, away from any of the damage that really, as we do get older, can be quite visible. This person really did have these dreams, really did feel these things. And they're looking at this in their mind. They know this to a factor. There's no question about it. Yet where they do think, the moment they met you, that it was both peaceful prior to meeting you. And they do feel, see how I keep losing my throat chakra? They do feel very at peace when they think about you. But in their heart, they do second guess themselves. They do feel you are like X-ray vision and you can see straight through them. So sometimes they do question their heart because they feel quite vulnerable. Psychically, I would say this person has been dreaming about you quite a bit of recent. And again, this intuitive energy, it's like they think about you, they might hear a song. It's very synchronistic. They're having a lot of synchronicities happen. And I also feel this moon coming is really liberating them. I feel the old way of being, old traditions, old paradigms. I do feel this week, especially moving into the full moon, I do feel this is a time they can really be looking at those things post-eclipse, because it has taken a little bit for those eclipses to kick in, for them to say to themselves, what's for me, what's not? Where can I go into that Mars-like energy of asserting myself and really moving into the yin and yang and choosing something for myself? And I do think at times they're having out-of-body experiences. I feel they're astro traveling. I feel they're having more logic and having to learn to trust their instincts. It's funny, they're having all of these kind of spiritual experiences, and at the lower frequencies, very 3D. What do I mean by that? It's the earthly kind of things. Which isn't bad. No shade. They're wondering how they could fix it. This is getting into the monkey mind. How can I fix it? How can we resolve this? There could be a tribal situation going on that is a bit of a blockage for them. especially when we have these belief systems to do with hierarchy and conditioning and the values that we're born in with, which again, we go back to the crowning energy. And I do think they're mentioning something to do with belief systems in childhood, but they're also remembering some of that innocence, some of the dreamlike state that they were allowed to believe in to make those things, those images come true. And this healing, they're really thinking about this. How could I heal this connection? They do feel they can't have one without the other, and yet they already have chosen. They've already chosen the direction they're going. Wow, okay, yeah. Masculines have the same clarify as feminines. There could be 3 areas of their life that they're having to transform. This could be the 3rd time lucky. But there are 3 areas in life. There could be 3 individuals that they're set to let down. They're also referencing things happening in 3. So for some of them, it could have been that they had some wellness situations going on, and from there it could have been something else and something else. So they're making reference to a fact that last month some things happened in 3s for them, and it was quite disastrous. They weren't really having a fun time, but it has kind of come full 180, and I kind of get this feeling it's because of those things that happened that they're ready to make more serious decisions. I do see them with this tree of life, actually realizing that, the life they're wanting to build, it's again, I just keep getting this imagery of childlike play. They keep giving me these images, and it's like 2 individuals that are very young that may be like sliding doors kind of notion, except it's 2 children and they're playing in a cubby house, and it's like they're feeling the naivety of it, which also could be something very separate. It could be that they're literally looking at it like, okay, I'm having this dream. It's in its very natal state, so to speak. It's very young. It's in its fetus state. So the image of it is the innocence. It's all pure. Everything's bed of roses. It's great. And then there's the 3D. There's the 3D. It's like, look, I know the higher octane of what I want to create. I know divine feminine's waiting. Yeah, so then they've got the stark contrast of the physical reality. Something is happening though. Something is shifting. And I do think it's almost like this, it's changing overnight. Something is changing overnight. So even though this could be somehow psychologically slipping them up, like they want all these details organized before they take a leap, I feel that that's shifting. It's almost like they're having a revelation that they can have that dream. They can actually work on those dreams. They can work on those dreams with divine feminine. The first real step here is not necessarily building that cubby house and getting everything in order and having everything perfect, but it's about the direct spiritual healing, both with self and then with the other person. I feel whatever they're afraid of, they're addressing. And I just keep hearing the term whom they're afraid of. And I don't necessarily think they're afraid of per se. I keep getting 3 areas they're having to address. Yep, they've got another 3 popped up. Okay, how are they handling this, please? Okay, how are they handling? Initially, it's coming through in an emotional sense. Yeah, confirmation. Okay, who are they confronting? I feel some of you are going to get a conversation or it's like their guides are communicating with them. I just keep getting that they're going to call you. It's going to be at night time. For some of you, they are at a different destination at this point. It could be at a location that you used to meet, or maybe you had a holiday at. somebody is haunting this person. I get that they're definitely thinking about divine feminine. This is like non-stop. I feel their oversoul is and their guides are really working with them. They're asking them to listen. I just keep hearing the term listen, listen. It's like they're knocking on their door, but it's listen, listen. This is coming in a lot of different ways, okay? They're showing me a dream. They're showing me an ancestor that's passed over. It's almost like they're trying to push them to turn up at your door, push them to, make communication. This is going to be a very intense week for them. This is a pressure point. It's like, excuse the pun, but it's like a boil bursting. Something is happening. Something is shifting. It just doesn't make any sense for them not to. They're getting too many signs and synchronicities. They're really getting haunted here. It's not that they're not enjoying these images, memories. It just makes them feel incredibly sad while they're not with that frequency, which is divine feminine. So whatever the circumstances or block, I just think it's getting very, very close here, because we do have their guides coming in. We have ancestors on the other side. We have images and visions that they're having of divine feminine. And they're having to really go back to their heart space and go, look, I need to trust my heart. I need to trust what I'm thinking about this. This person is the person in my dreams. It's everything I desire. And the crazy thing is, this is going to happen so bloody quickly. We'll check in with the energy next week. I hope to see you soon. If you do want to join our YouTube membership, all the links are below. And yes, we do host private bookings via the website should you need such.